Good morning. It is Saturday and it's about 5 degrees at the moment, 5 degrees C, and I'm taking the opportunity to walk the dogs for a couple of hours and start testing this new jacket, which is the 4-class MT100 down jacket. I was going to review this weekend or give you initial impressions, but I actually think I want to spend a bit more time with it first so I can do a proper job of it. And I think this week what I'll do instead is review an older jacket that I have, which is still available, but it's a very heavy winter coat, and when it gets really cold it's the absolute bee's knees. So I think I'll review that one this week, but I'm just going to enjoy a couple of hours with the dogs and have a bit of fun. So I've only been walking about 15 minutes and I'm already getting warm, so I've had to unzip it, so I think this is going to be pretty decent. But yeah, really nice so far. So it's been about a week since I got this Decathlon down jacket, and the testing of it hasn't gone quite to plan, and that's really because the weather has been a lot warmer than it has been, and so I haven't really been wearing it. I've worn it a couple of times. I've worn it out just generally out in town. I've used it on a couple of long dog walks and it has been quite good for that. But today I looked at the temperature, it was 13 degrees, and I just thought, 13 degrees, lots of rain planned, down jacket probably isn't the best choice, so I've just opted for a light fleece instead today. But the good news is that I'm on leave now from the 18th, and I'm on leave all the way up to the 6th of January, and I never take this much time off for Christmas because I usually try and use it in the spring and summer, but because we've been so busy this year I just haven't really had a chance. But actually having that week off is really nice because we've been so busy. Having a week off to decompress and just kind of get ready for Christmas is really needed, because I think if I went into Christmas like tomorrow or the day after, I just don't think I'm in the right frame of mind to really enjoy it, if that makes sense. Just need to kind of de-stress a little bit. And actually taking the time off when my eldest is here as well is really nice, because I can spend time with them, because they've been at university, just come back a couple of days ago, and yeah, it's really nice. We were meant to be going to London today to go up to a couple of museums and that kind of thing, but because the weather is meant to be like, it's basically this flood alert throughout London all today, so we figured we'll just wait until tomorrow instead, because there's no rush. Weather's a lot better tomorrow. Because we want to see the outdoor lights, like the Christmas lights at Oxford Street, it kind of makes sense just to leave it a day. So I've got that to look forward to as well, which is always good. And today, I'm just going to take the time to chill out with these dogs. Because usually, when we do our walks at lunchtime, especially this time of year, I'm kind of restricted to an hour at lunchtime, because that's the only daylight that I'll actually see. So they don't get as long as they want to, and then at the weekend, I'll try and take them out for a bit longer. But because I've got the time, I can just kind of chill out, take my time and have a wander. And although the weather isn't particularly nice, it's lovely just being outside and taking a break. And when I say I'm taking a break, I am still doing data annotation on the side. That's only like an hour or two a day, and I just kind of fit that in whatever, and it's quite relaxing actually. It's like solving puzzles and things, so I don't mind doing it. I actually quite enjoy it, and it's all generating, the reason I do it is it's all generating really sort of useful income that I can throw back into the channel. Because when you do a channel like this, or the Dog Outdoors channel, which is my main channel, it all costs money. The equipment costs money, any travel you do costs money, the camera equipment costs money, and I've wanted to invest in order to get that right. So this year I bought quite a lot of stuff. Starting from October last year, I bought a new computer. That was really needed, because the one I had was probably 10 years old and it just wasn't really up to editing 4K, and I certainly couldn't run like DaVinci Resolve and things on there. So invested in a new computer. That was about £1,300 for the computer, the graphics card. The software's free, fortunately, which was good. And then I also wanted to get a new camera so I could take more control of the images. So I bought myself a Nikon ZF, just getting a couple of grand. I've had to buy a couple of lenses, they're not cheap either. and I'm still buying a couple of lenses. The problem I have, it's not a problem really, but because I used to be a photographer, I kind of know what I'm doing with lenses and stuff, and I can tell the difference, and I want the best quality. So while I've got a couple of good lenses already, I've got the 24-70 f4, which is a fantastic lens. I've also bought the 50mm 1.8 S, which in the Nikon line is, yeah, absolutely superb lens. But I still want to get a 35 and an 85. And I've got all these lenses in the old mount, but because they've changed the mount this time round, I mean, Nikon kept the same mount for decades. So now I've got mirrorless to change the mount. I've got to kind of, I don't have to, but I want to upgrade my lenses because I think I'm going to get sort of better images, and it will free me to get the looks that I want. So I'm going to buy a 35 and 85, possibly a 70-200 as well. But that'll come later because that one I'm not so worried about. That's less of a priority. And I want to buy a drone as well. So I've saved up enough already for most of it. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet because I've got a big tax bill coming, and I want to pay that off and make sure that's sorted before I buy anything else. So yeah, so a lot of the money's sitting in the account. I've still got to do a bit more. And then after I've got the sort of lens trilogy, the 35, the 50, the 85, I've got the drone, nice camera, computer. That's really all the kind of hardware in terms of camera equipment that I need, hopefully, for a little while. And then it's just a case of reinvesting that in trips then. So by the spring, summer, as long as the work at data annotation is still there, I will be doing a lot more trips where I can take advantage of this equipment, you know, and hopefully produce something nice. I've still got to learn because I'm learning a lot about videography. I'm still making mistakes, I'm still finding stuff out because videography is very different to photography. You know, and that whole kind of the way you tell a story, it's a lot more complex in videography. So I've got to kind of figure that out still. But that's why I'll continue making little videos locally as well. All the learning curve, all the learning process. I'm actually just really enjoying the journey of learning as well. So, you know, even if this doesn't work out and the channel doesn't take off and it doesn't become financially independent and I just keep investing in it, I'm actually really enjoying it. And that's why I don't mind taking the risk, because it's a fun journey, it's fun. And that's not to say that I don't take it seriously, because I definitely do, and I'm definitely trying my hardest to kind of learn how to make better videos, learn how to be more entertaining, and just kind of edit, you know, put things together better. But it's nice not having to rely on it, if that makes sense. If I want to do something different, where, you know, it might not make any money, if I want to try something off the cuff, or I just don't want to do anything for a while, I have the freedom to do that. And I think that's the key to kind of long-term creative longevity, if that makes sense. Because as soon as you feel like you've got to do something, it just kind of kills that desire to actually do it, and you stop thinking about it in the same way. And that's definitely what happened with my photography. So I'm making sure this doesn't happen with this. And I've had a good few years off photography now. I think the last wedding I shot was 2019, I think it was. Because it was just as the wedding season was starting for 2020. Obviously we had COVID, so we had to all stop then. So I think, yeah, 2019 was the year I finished. And I've had, you know, a good few years off now without it. And my passion is slowly starting to reawaken, which is, it's really nice actually. I think especially it helps having bought a camera for this channel. You know, when I'm out doing the videos, you've got a camera in your hand, and that sort of piques an interest as well to see what it's capable of. So yeah, I've really enjoyed trying to bring some of those skills back into the videos on my other channel. Because, you know, I think sometimes some people have like a hobby or maybe one or two hobbies that just stay with them for life, and it kind of defines who they are if that makes sense. And I always said, you know, I don't do photography. I am a photographer. Because it was just part of my DNA. It was part of who I am as a person. And when I did a wedding or I did a portrait session, I put a little piece of me into every wedding that I did, because I wanted to be proud of that work. And so I poured my soul into it, if that makes sense. And no problem was too big. You know, I would just deal with it and do whatever I had to get the best images. But I think this time around, when it comes to the photography, my main subjects are going to be the dogs, because they never get tired of me taking photographs of them or giving them attention. While the kids, yeah, not so much, unfortunately. And I think that's one of the hardest things for me as a photographer or an ex-photographer, is I always assumed we'd have family albums that were absolutely beautiful, full of the most incredible photographs, and they just flat out refuse to let me take a photograph of them. And so it's like they've been surgically removed from the family over the last 5 to 10 years. What can you do if they kick up such a fuss every time? It's just not worth the effort. But the dogs, yeah, they're quite happy. And I think doing the channel as well, I can go out and do, you know, landscape stuff, which I've never really done much of, to be fair. So that'll be interesting as well. You know, take the opportunity while I'm out in these places to take some kind of natural photographs. Yeah, exciting times ahead, really. Quite looking forward to kind of spring, what the new year's going to bring. So I've been talking for a while, my arm's going numb, so I'm going to sign off. Once again, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.